Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and wow, a crazy 2022 season for Fnatic just got a little bit crazier. There have been so many ups and downs from spring where they looked like a really strong team and ultimately came up short in the playoffs to summer where they haven't looked like that good of a team, but all of a sudden the LEC has 4 playoff slots or 4 world slots, and you know the bar lowered a little bit and they might have a chance of sneaking into worlds. And once you're at worlds, it's a whole nother ball game after you start scrimming against all the other teams. And obviously Fnatic is a team with a ton of talent, but they've just been so dang inconsistent. They have so many good players who, if all the players on Fnatic were at their best, they would probably be the best team in the LEC, but they've been anything but the best team in the LEC, and they were playing in the very first lower bracket playoff match. I mean, Fnatic is coming in as the 5 seed, and really kind of a deserved 5 seed. It's not like they had been playing much better than a 5 seed down the stretch in the summer playoffs, and they got pushed to the brink by XL. I think many people, myself included, thought Fnatic was down and out multiple different times in this series. We thought the Fnatic season was over. I was already starting to record my Fnatic is finished video. I was already thinking about potential ideas for a Fnatic rebuilding video. I was already, having pictures in my head of Humanoid counting up his checks heading to North America, of Fnatic maybe looking for a new jungler, of Upset maybe trying to look out somewhere else to find a new home, Reckless coming back to Fnatic, all these different options, all these different possibilities. But then out of nowhere, Fnatic was able to pull off this victory. Fnatic was able to do, something pretty impressive in coming back against XL. Now, in a lot of ways, this was impressive and it was a crazy comeback, but I will say XL, quite the collapse from them. And I was kind of debating if I want to do an XL as finished video, and I still might do it. But for XL, at one point during the LEC summer, they looked like they might be one of the best teams. And honestly, kind of similar to Mad Lions, where Mad Lions had some weeks of looking like the best team in the LEC. Vitality had some weeks of looking like the best team in the LEC. And XL maybe never looked like the best team in the LEC, but they looked like they were top 3 for sure. They looked like they might be worlds bound even when the LEC only had 3 slots. And to me, they had been really unimpressive over the past couple of weeks. That's why I did actually pick Fnatic to win this series. But man, XL maybe looked a little bit better than I thought they were going to in the first couple games. And Fnatic kind of looked even a little bit worse than I had hoped they were going to coming into playoffs. But when we look at these games, I mean, this was just insane. XL came out swinging in the first game, and we had the 10-4 Nyla from Patrick, and this was just insane. The Nyla Yumi absolutely carried this game. Upset did a very great job of trying to keep Fnatic in this one on his Lucian, but really other than Upset, no one really stood out to me on Fnatic's side as doing all that well in this first game. And XL was able to pull out a close win, but Fnatic was still competitive in this one. Fnatic was winning, probably even should have won, but then in game 2, it looked a little bit more dominant for XL, and it looked like Fnatic might be a little tilted. It looked like XL might be running away with this one. Patrick, once again, 9-2 on Sivir. Patrick looked like he came to play this day. It looked like Patrick was going to be backpacking his team all the way to the next round. We had Finn on the Kled, the pocket pick. He was popping off too. Marcoon 3-1-13, and Fnatic, Upset a little bit quieter in this one. No one really standing up. Looked like no one was really showing up today for Fnatic. But then everything changed, obviously, in game 3, where I believe this moment was from game 3. Yes, it was in game 3 where Fnatic was up. They're up 25-17, even 44 minutes into the game here. They're up 4,000 gold. The 4,000 gold doesn't really matter 44 minutes in the game, but they had soul. Fnatic had a lot of things going for them. They still found them in this spot with 2 people dead. Upset and Humanoid down for 42 seconds plus each. And XL pushing in, looking to end the game. And Fnatic was able to pull this off.
That's the teleport. Wonder's going to be backing, and they're still looking. Razok the stun. Can they get him here?
Marcoon's still on the chase. Razok with a lot of movement speed through that phase rush. Patrick, there's no minion wave really apart from this cannon to get a TP in.
2-0 in the series. Fnatic looking like their season is done.
All of XL to try and hold on to some small bit of hope in this game. The cannon minion going to be clean out. Wonder trying to step forward, but Patrick's doing exactly the same. The knockdown.
Just an insane play. Just an insane play. Patrick obviously had his spell shield on the Sivir there, so he thought he was going to be okay. I think his spell shield got popped by a Yumi Q, And that's why he ended up getting hit by the Gragas barrel.
And now the Elder Drake is alive.
But yeah, Excel was pushing in. Excel was already, cashing their checks. Their 3-0, their sweep of Fnatic, and Fnatic fans were worried. Honestly, this end of the game was a lot more difficult to pull off than I feel like a lot of people are giving him credit for. I mean, look at this. Marcoon is dead. He's recalling. Mickey is dead. He's not really doing anything. He's a Lulu. He doesn't even have ult or anything. He's just kind of giving shields and some buffs to Patrick here. But this is pretty much Patrick and a full HP Nocturne mid lane going up against a Gragas, Yumi, and Poppy at full health. I don't know. People are acting like this is an insane base defense by Fnatic, and it is a cool play, finding the kill onto Patrick. That is impressive. They're able to kill the Sivir there. But just the straight up base defense, like not letting them end, this part wasn't too crazy to me. But yeah, I mean, sure, it was a chance for Excel to end. There is some world where maybe Patrick just absolutely pops off there and is able to kill the 3 people. Obviously, the Sivir was very, very fed. It could have happened. It didn't. Wonder finds a nice barrel. Hillsang with a nice play, popping the spell shield, and then Razork following up on that. So this was really crazy, and then this gave Fnatic life. This gave Fnatic momentum. They were able to battle back. They win this game again. This was a game that they should have won. They win this one, but then they still had an uphill battle. Still had 2 more games to win. Obviously, they take it to game 5, and in game 5, this was a crazy moment. This is titled on Reddit as Fnatic versus Excel. Upset almost sends Excel to Worlds, and honestly, this was just that. Even once Fnatic had crawled all the way back, even once it was 2-2, we're in game 5. Fnatic's up 5,000 gold in game 5. 34 minutes in the game. This game is all but over. They're on Soul Point. Soul spawning in 40 seconds. You have a 5k gold lead at 35 minutes. You're sitting on Soul Point. What is your win rate there? Your win rate should be pretty damn good. But then this happened.
Of pressure in their own jungle and clearing out wards defensively. Obviously, Fnatic have, a 5,000 gold lead, but in terms of itemization, well, pretty similar. Upset looking for it. The stun going out.
Huge from Razork.
Absolutely massive from Razork. You only get one opportunity to do that, and he did not miss his chance to blow them away.
If Patrick had the flash ready there, that would have straight up just been the game. Upset gets aggressive.
And Patrick has flash there, right?
Pretty similar.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy because Upset decides to go forward. I don't know why. No one knows why. And even the casters were like, oh no, they're holding their breath. They can't believe what they just saw. Upset tried his damnedest to throw this game. I mean, this is to me, this reminds me of the Sven Ezreal moment for TSM where but Upset just decided, hey, I'm going to end here. I don't want to win this game. This game's done. And this would have been crazy. This would have been the most devastating end to Fnatic's season. Obviously a devastating season no matter what, but for it to end like this would have just been crazy in a game that they had no business losing. And they brought up, if Patrick flashes this Poppy ult and they're able to go forward and crazy and get the assassination onto the Sivir or onto the Lucian, the game would have been over, and that would have been an insane play. So Patrick kind of getting caught in 2 spots there where he dies in the base race, getting comboed by the Gragas Poppy, and then in this one, not flashing the Poppy ult, not making the play. Obviously, it's in hindsight, maybe it's 2020, but I don't know. I feel like you got to flash the Poppy ult there. But man, Upset living on the edge. And then Razork, a guy who has been criticized so much throughout this whole season. Not only did he step up and have a very, very good series in this one. Again, Excel is the 6th seed. This is a Fnatic is still too good of a team to even be playing close series at this point with Excel. So I don't want to make too much out of this, but still, Razork stepped up and had a very, very good series. I was impressed with Razork. He's had such an up and down year. There's been so much pressure on him, so much stress. I'm sure I know the fans have been pointing a ton of fingers at him, especially early on in spring, maybe not so much in summer, but for him to step up and make that play to save the game. If you're Upset, you make a mistake and your team bails you out in game 5 in a high pressure, you gotta make a play situation. This was crazy. I mean, this series had everything. It had Excel looking good, making big plays, Fnatic looking good, making big plays, fighting back. So now Fnatic are obviously moving on. Obviously they won this. They are taking on Misfits next week, and this is going to be for the spot at Worlds. And all of a sudden, I don't know who the heck is going to win, because obviously Misfits kind of got slapped around by G2. It wasn't all that close, but G2 is a damn good team. Just because you get slapped around by G2, that does not mean you cannot beat Fnatic. Fnatic had a very, very close series with Excel. They looked beatable, but Misfits also looked beatable as well. This is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be crazy. Fnatic living on the edge. Again, so many people writing them off. So many people thought their season was over, but they pulled victory away from the jaws of defeat. But now They got to come back and they got to do it again next week. Now, obviously, pulling off a reverse sweep gives you a ton of momentum, a ton of confidence. Are they going to be able to carry that over into next week? I don't know. But the team on the other side, Misfits, is a pretty scary team. VTO and Neon have been some very, very consistent, reliable carries throughout this whole season. Zanzara has come in and been quietly very, very good for this team, on his wacky picks and all that stuff. Mersa has been pretty decent. It's going to be a fun series, and no matter what, it's going to be spicy. It's going to be crazy. Is it going to be the end of Misfits in their final LEC game, or is it going to be the end of the super team Fnatic not even making it to Worlds? I don't know, but Fnatic, they did it. They were down, but they were not out. Their season is not over. They advance the next week. And Excel, unfortunately, their kind of a crazy up and down season is now over, and it is time for the offseason for Excel. And I think they have a pretty interesting offseason ahead of them. We'll definitely talk about that more later on this week. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Consider checking out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I_am_Germ. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.